Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Okotoks Mayor Bill Robertson. Welcome to my live Facebook update. Once again, I'm doing this update remotely because of the current health restrictions. I'll provide updates on the recent COVID changes, Monday's council meeting, and town activities. Then I'll answer your questions. And unfortunately, because it's very unfortunate, this is only being recorded. We've had some technical difficulties, so I won't be able to answer any of your questions today. But by all means, if you have questions, please email the town and we can answer your questions, or phone the town. So as of April 28th, the active cases in Okotoks are still extremely high and are at 211. You may recall a couple weeks ago when we hit 105, the local newspaper, the Western Wheel, did an article basically because the numbers at 105 were so high. We're more than double that today, or as of yesterday, which are some of the highest rates of active COVID-19 cases per 100,000 people in the province. It was said we were in the top 10. We're actually, I think that wording is wrong. We're in the worst 10 of municipalities in the province. As highly contagious variant cases of the COVID-19 continue to rise in our community, the town is closing all indoor town facilities from April 29th to May 14th. This includes the municipal, operations, recreation, and Okotoks Family Resource Centers. The Eco Center will continue to remain open. Under the current provincial restrictions, approximately 2,500 visitors a week are still visiting town facilities. Reducing these movements helps the town mitigate against future further exposures. An increase in exposures within our essential service areas means we must act now to ensure continued service delivery to residents. Obviously, we need to make sure that our water services, wastewater services, fire, and so on, fire protection services, all are viable and sustainable. So this change also ensures the contact tracing the town needs to complete for safe work practices can focus on tracing requirements for our essential services. This includes RCMP, municipal enforcement, water, sewer, waste, fire, road maintenance services, and transit. Town services will continue to be available by phone, email, and online. Contact information for all town services is available at okotoks.ca. The town will reassess the status of the current situation in Okotoks on May 12th to determine whether these restrictions can be adjusted. All online fitness courses will continue to be offered, while swimming lessons and all in-person indoor sports activities will be canceled. Due to the closure of indoor facilities, the town is encouraging residents to enjoy the outdoors. We have just a fantastic pathway system while following Alberta Health Services guidelines. Sport field bookings are still available and can be booked at activeokotoks.ca. Please visit albertahealthservices.ca for additional information and for regular updates on COVID-19 in Alberta. Town response information is located at okotoks.ca/COVID-19. Now some updates from Monday's council meeting. The town has undertaken a number of initiatives to build and recognize kindness in our community, including the Kindness Currency Campaign, the Gift It Forward program, and the Community Champion program. On behalf of Okotoks Town Council, I encourage all residents to get involved. I took some of those special things out of the kit and gave them to one of my neighbors who had been very helpful for other neighbors. He was elated and it gave me a great feeling. So I encourage you to get involved in these programs or in some special way. Thank those around you who are positively impacting our community, because we're stronger together. Find out more information at okotoks.ca/stronger together. May 1st is the annual First Responders Day. This important day focuses on recognizing the courageous and dedicated men and women who risk their own safety, as well as both professional and volunteer responders, to protect our citizens 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Thank you to all emergency personnel for their commitment to the safety of all residents and our community. Okotoks Town Council supports the upcoming 2021 federal census on May 3rd, 2021. That's just a few days from now. I encourage all residents to complete their census questionnaire online at census.gc.ca. Information about the census and how it relates to COVID is also available at this website. Council has proclaimed May 9th to 15th as National Economic Development Week. Residents are reminded of the importance of this recognition, which supports expanding career opportunities and improving quality of life. And Council has proclaimed May 16th to 20th as National Public Works Week. This year's theme is Stronger Together. On behalf of Okotoks Town Council, I urge all citizens to pay tribute to our public works employees. They have a tough job, especially over the last year, and to recognize the substantial contributions they make to our community every day. I'm thrilled to announce the winners from this year's annual Volunteer Leadership Awards. Established in 1996, that's 25 years ago, these awards promote the value of volunteering and serve as an inspiration for others to embrace community involvement and become volunteers. The Leadership Awards also reflect the success of a long-standing partnership among the Town of Okotoks, Okotoks Rotary Club, and Western Wheel. This year's Heart of Okotoks Award goes to Oliver Hallmark. Congratulations, Oliver. The Heart of Okotoks Award recognizes individuals, families, groups, and businesses who demonstrate leadership, passion, and commitment toward creating a healthy and vibrant community, and who serve as an inspiration to others. The Leaders of Tomorrow Award for elementary school goes to Ellie Nickel. For junior high school, the award goes to Nicholas Plum, Abigail Plum, and Emma Cunningham. And for senior high school, the award goes to Olivia Cripps and Owen Plum. Congratulations to you all. Very well done. The Leaders of Tomorrow recognizes outstanding young people who have made exceptional contributions and demonstrate leadership, energy, commitment, and character and devotion to helping others. To further Council's priorities through the MVP and strategic plan, administration is preparing an area structure plan, or ASP, in North Okotoks to facilitate non-residential growth. Just need a drink of that fantastic Okotoks water. 2 additional ASPs are also being initiated by developers to create a mix of residential and commercial growth in this area. Due to the infrastructure considerations, such as servicing, the goal is to complete these in a coordinated manner. The first ASP is for the East Wedderburn lands near Meadow Ridge School, which will require amendments to the North Okotoks ASP. The second is for the quarter section near St. James Church and Holy Trinity Academy, and the quarter section north of the Okotoks Airport. This will include a mix of commercial, residential, and employment lands. Finally, the town is continuing to work on the North Point ASP that will support industrial growth in this area of town. I'm pleased to announce that the town has received, this is important, the Canadian Award for Excellence in Financial Reporting from the Government Finance Officers Association, the GFOA, for the town's 2019 annual report. This award represents a significant accomplishment by a government and its management. The award-winning annual report shared an update on Okotoks' strategic direction and the financial story of 2019 and can be viewed at okotoks.ca/annual report. Administration is working with a group of trail mountain biking enthusiasts to increase the inventory of the single track trails in town, and the natural surface trails are independent of the formal paved pathway system. They are using the town's mapping application to add these additional pathways and anticipate it to be completed this month. Trails will then be prioritized and formally adopted into the existing trail network. Council has approved the draft audited financial statements for the year ended to December 31st, 2020. Sorry, I just need another drink of that Okotoks water. These statements highlight 2 key pieces: the extensive work of staff to support corporate cost-saving initiatives and the support of both the federal and provincial governments in responding to municipalities' needs through the Municipal Operating Support Transfer Grant, which made it possible to move the town into a surplus position for the year. Budget amendments totaling $91,000 were also approved for the Okotoks Public Library, West Winds Communities, and Alberta Education requisitions. During the last regular council meeting, council considered amendments and updates to 15 governance framework policies. Policies included compensation and benefits, public image, use of town-owned land, and council committee nomination process. Council also approved amendments to several governance bylaws, including the one that establishes council committees and one that requires councillors to file a disclosure statement detailing the names of people, corporations, or partnerships in which a council has an interest. This aligns with governance best practices and improves the information sharing with the public to improve trust in the democratic process. First reading of a land use bylaw amendment. This is exciting stuff. The first reading of a land use bylaw amendment to redesignate approximately 5.22 hectares or about 13 acres in the DRC Ranch Phase 3 development was received by council. The redesignation would allow for narrow lot residential detached housing and for both low and medium density multi-unit housing. A public hearing is required prior to consideration of second and third readings and is scheduled for May 25th at 7 p.m. Those public hearings are always so much fun. At Monday evening's public hearing, council approved an amendment of the land use bylaw to extend the potential businesses throughout Okotoks to create temporary outdoor patios. Businesses will be able to apply for the program beginning May 1st, in time for this patio season. All applicants will be required to adhere to guidelines set by the provincial health officials and Alberta Gaming, Liquor and Cannabis Commission, or the AGLC. Excuse me. To learn more about guidelines and how to apply for the temporary patio allowance, please visit okotoks.ca/temporary patios. And now let's get to some of the questions. We have these prepared questions. The first one, will people who are registered in sports activities receive a refund? Of course, this is in regard to the closure of town facilities. Everyone who is registered for a program that has been impacted will have a credit on their account or can request a full refund by contacting client services at the Recreation Center. Everyone who has been impacted by the closures has been notified. For more information, to O-K. For more information, go to O-K at okotoks.ca or call 403-938-8954. Once again, that number, 938-8954. The second question I have, why were the current swim lessons canceled and not just the next 2 lessons? Due to the uncertainty about the timeline, which could be extended, it is better to cancel the program and provide a refund, and then start again when there's more certainty about restrictions. What is happening with summer programs? We are optimistic that summer programs will be available and residents can start to view the opportunities May 6th at activeokotoks.ca, and the registration for residents opens May 20th. Is Natural High Fitness closed? Both Natural High Fitness and LifeMark Physiotherapy will continue to operate under the current provincial restrictions. Access will be available through the outside entrance directly into the facility. Here's a good one. How can I get involved in the community cleanup? The annual Okotoks River Valley and Community Cleanup and Tree Planting event will take place May the 8th, Saturday, May 8th. Register to participate at okotoks.ca/cleanup and okotoks.ca/tree planting. It's always fun to plant a tree. Volunteers can pick up the pre-assembled cleanup kits from the Okotoks Recreation Center beginning May 3rd. This cleanup event gives everyone the opportunity to demonstrate stewardship and pride in helping to keep our town clean. How do I sign up for the Alberta Emergency Alert? This, of course, is the alert that for perhaps into the future, and it's not likely this year, but we never know, if the river would flood, if you're on the Alberta Emergency Alert, you would be alerted by email and phone and so on, as to that impending disaster. So the town will transition to the Alberta Emergency Alert as of May 1st. To learn more about the transition and how you can sign up, please visit our website at okotoks.ca/emergency preparedness. Can you tell me more about installing temporary deer deterrent fencing? As of April 12th, residents can install temporary extensions to their existing fences or new temporary fences to deter deer from entering their yards. These fences must be removed no later than April 12th, 2022, or when council ends the pilot project. For information on fencing requirements and approval materials, please visit okotoks.ca/urban deer. Here's a good one. You may be wondering about Nooks and Crannies. How can I participate in this year's Nooks and Crannies Festival? You can submit your proposal for a temporary public art installation at okotoks.ca Nooks. The deadline is May 15th, and the festival is planned for July 17th to August 28th this summer. For those of you who don't know, the Nooks and Crannies Festival is where artists create temporary site-specific installations in downtown Okotoks. All the materials used must be recyclable items, and there are a number of categories to choose from. Over the past years, there have been some truly amazing creations, and I'm looking forward to seeing what is created this year. Where can I find the recorded webinar from the Council Community Connector? The Council Community Connector has been posted on the town's website at okotoks.ca/connector. I want to again thank everyone who participated in this event. Council wasn't able to answer all the questions that came in, but I understand they have now been posted on the same page with those answers. How do artists submit requests to display their work at the art gallery? The art gallery is currently accepting submissions for artists to be part of their 2022 exhibition schedule. The deadline is May 1st, and you must submit your proposals through the website. You can find more information at okotoks.ca/artcall. I believe that by 2022, things will be back to normal and the town will be able to support our local art community and our gallery as we have always done. So I encourage all of our artists to submit a proposal so your work can be featured. So the question has been raised, why are we doing this closure now? Certainly, this was not a decision taken lightly, but basically Okotoks is grouped now in the top 10 as being in the worst situation for active COVID-19 cases in the province per 100,000 population. So our situation now is actually worse than the city of Calgary now. So this action was taken at this time to try and further slow the spread and in particular, I guess, protect town personnel and so on, and make sure our emergency services are sustainable. If we have a number of firefighters that go down because of forced isolation and so on, our fire system could become unsustainable and we would have to rely on outside fire systems for fire protection, similar to our water and wastewater systems. So it's extremely important we keep emergency services. Recreation, while extremely important, I think is not as important as emergency services. So we need to make sure we have a viable fire protection system up. And because Okotoks is in one of the 10 worst municipalities in terms of COVID cases, this decision was made based on advice from our administration and our emergency services personnel, and made it the Emergency Advisory Committee. So that's the reason why that's happening now.
Another question is the Family Resource Center not an essential facility? And it's closed.
Yes, but it is open online, of course, and through phone calls. So while it's closed physically to the public, I would agree that it is essential, but once again, it's not deemed to be as essential as our emergency services. So that the facility remains open virtually and through consultation, but for in-person visits, it is closed. Thank you for joining me this afternoon for my live update, and thank you for your questions. if I've been unable to answer, if I was unable to answer any questions that you might have had, or if you have some questions, you didn't get to submit them, then please submit them to the town and we'll get an answer for you. I will ask administration to follow up and provide this information. With COVID numbers rising rapidly again, I urge all of you to protect each other and keep one another safe and healthy by continuing to follow the rules. Doing so will help decrease case numbers. Throughout the pandemic, Okotoks residents have stepped up to help their neighbors. And I really at this time want to thank everybody. If you've been washing your hands regularly, if you've been wearing your mask as per the protocols, if you've been keeping that 2-meter physical/social distancing, thank you so much. I think things would be, in my opinion, things would be much worse if we didn't have those protocols in place. So, and really thanks to all of the Okotoks residents who have stepped up to help their neighbors and are supporting each other. Please keep this going. Remember, we're all in this together. Watch for my next live update after the council meeting on May 12th at noontime.